According to Umar Johnson, he took his first FDMG Academy donation on April 14, 2014.
I want to say thank you to all my donors. Where are my donors at? How many of y'all been donating since the first fundraiser, April the 14th, St. Louis 2014?
On April 3, 2025, Umar Johnson said the following on It's Up There podcast.
Now, mind you, Black Lives Matter raised what? $100 million? I don't think they ever got audited. We never broke $1 million. We got audited the year before last, and we had to show them everything. The man was
You
like,
ain't broke $1 million?
Nah, close to it, but we ain't broke $1 million, which is fine.
What Umar Johnson is saying is that by April of 2025, he had not raised $1 million for FDMG Academy.
We never broke $1 million. We got audited the year before last, and we had to show them everything. The man was
You
like,
ain't broke $1 million?
Nah, close to it, but we ain't broke $1 million, which is fine.
Even though Umar Johnson claimed that he had not raised $1 million by April of 2025, video evidence, interview evidence, podcast evidence, lecture evidence, and IRS nonprofit financial records prove that Umar Johnson had raised well over $1 million by April of 2025. For the purpose of this video, we will specifically examine online records related to the purchase price of the abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware, Umar Johnson's own words, and Umar Johnson's IRS filings for the year 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. On February 9, 2019, Umar Johnson announced that he had acquired abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware.
Brothers and sisters, I'm glad to announce right here today on Saturday, February the 9th, 2019, Black History Month, that the location of the first Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy will be in the great state where Marcus Garvey incorporated the Black Star Line Steamship Corporation. Marcus Garvey incorporated the Black Star Line Steamship Corporation in the state of Delaware, 1919. And Dr. Umar Johnson, with the funds donated and invested in him by our people, have purchased the first Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy in the great state of Delaware, 2019.
In the school announcement video, Umar Johnson did not disclose how much money he spent to acquire the abandoned buildings. Online records show the purchase price as $400,000. In an interview on the Lord Jamar Godcast dated October 12, 2020, the topic of the purchase price was brought up.
You end up purchasing 2 buildings, yes?
4 buildings.
4 buildings, okay. For about
2 schools, 4 buildings.
2 schools, 4 buildings for $400,000.
It was more than that.
Okay. Well,
notice that Umar Johnson stated that the purchase price was more than $400,000. Umar Johnson did not reveal exactly how much more the purchase price was.
2 schools, 4 buildings for $400,000.
It was more than that.
Okay. Well, everybody wants to know, where's the extra money? Where'd the extra money go?
For the purpose of this video, we will accept the online record as factual and establish that the purchase price was at least $400,000. Therefore, we can state that by February 9, 2019, Umar Johnson had raised at least $400,000 to purchase the abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware. With $400,000 established as the minimum amount of donation money raised, we can now review Umar Johnson's IRS Form 990 return for the year 2020. The Form 990 is an organization exempt from income tax document that must be submitted to the IRS in order to maintain nonprofit status. Umar Johnson's nonprofit status associated with the FDMG Academy allows Umar Johnson to collect FDMG Academy donations without having to pay taxes on the money raised. Umar Johnson's IRS Form 990 return shows that Umar Johnson reported to the IRS that he received no FDMG Academy donations for the year 2020. However, under the Part 10 balance sheet section, Umar Johnson reported that he had $518,048 cash in a non-interest-bearing account at the beginning of 2020. This cash is the FDMG Academy donation money left over after he purchased the abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware for at least $400,000. Logically, therefore, we can add the 2019 purchase price of at least $400,000 to the remaining cash in the non-interest-bearing account of $518,048. Calculations show that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the beginning of 2020 was $918,048. It must be noted that the document also shows that the end of the year cash balance was $572,409. Logically, therefore, we can add the 2019 purchase price of at least $400,000 to the end of the year remaining cash in the non-interest-bearing account of $572,409. Calculations show that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2020 was $972,409. Umar Johnson's Form 990 return document for the year 2021 shows that Umar Johnson raised $177,892 in 2020 and $116,585 in 2021. Since Umar Johnson did not report the $177,892 to the IRS on his 2020 Form 990 return, we can add the $177,892 to the total FDMG Academy donations raised. Calculations show that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2020 was $1,150,301. We can now add the $116,585 raised in 2021 to the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised. Calculations show that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2021 was $1,266,886. Umar Johnson's Form 990 return for the year 2022 shows that Umar Johnson raised $0 in donations. Umar Johnson's Form 990 return document for the year 2023 shows that Umar Johnson raised $121,646 in 2022 and $204,822 in donations in 2023. Since Umar Johnson did not report the $121,646 to the IRS on his 2022 Form 990 return, we can add the $121,646 to the total FDMG Academy donations raised. Calculations show that the total minimum donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2022 was $1,388,532. We can now add the $204,822 raised in 2023 to the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised. Calculations show that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2023 was $1,593,354. Umar Johnson's Form 990 document for the year 2024 shows that Umar Johnson raised $84,506 in 2024. We can now add the $84,506 raised in 2024 to the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised. Calculation shows that the total minimum FDMG Academy donations raised by Umar Johnson at the end of 2024 was $1,677,860. Therefore, it can be factually stated that Umar Johnson has raised a bare minimum of $1,677,860 in FDMG Academy donations through the year 2024. A critical question that we should ask is, why did Umar Johnson tell people in April of 2025 that he had not raised $1 million in FDMG Academy donations?
Now, mind you, Black Lives Matter raised what? $100 million? I don't think they ever got audited. We never broke $1 million. We got audited the year before last, and we had to show them everything. The man was
You
like,
ain't broke $1 million?
Nah, close to it, but we ain't broke $1 million, which is fine.
Run those donations. Where those donations at? Cash.me/$FDMG school. Run them donations. Cash.me